Why, when I think of these people going around Jericho, not having any ammunition at all, except the trumpet that they were going to blow in their voices. And I can see them saying to their leader, wait a minute, this does not make sense. We didn't ask whether it makes sense. Sometimes some things in the church won't make sense. But let God just speak. I remember in a given church, I'd seen this done before, someplace, to have a communion on the evening on New Year's Eve. And I'll tell you, I had desecrated communion in that church. Those elderly people, I'm respecting elderly people, so no, I'm using this illustration. I had simply desecrated it. And fortunate enough, we had a marvelous church leader who, his father was in that particular group, and he said, now, Dad, why don't you first go try it? And then, if you want to criticize it, then. And that whole group of people came. They never missed another one. But they were willing to move over. Their boat was narrow enough to go over to the other side and try something new. When God asks you to calls you to talk to somebody about Jesus Christ, God talks to you about doing something just a little different. Try that. Oh, I'm reminded of Tommy. Tommy had decided to skip school this particular day, and he went out fishing. And now he knew about it was time for school to be out, so it was time for him to leave the shores of the waters. And as he was drudging along, and he hadn't been particularly too successful, but one of his cronies catches him and says, hey, been in any trouble yet? And he said, no, I ain't been home yet. And sometimes if we want to play a little truancy, we might think about that particular area. Ain't been home yet. And we are all in a little boat, and we're all sent out to sea. We're going to go out to sea. Sometimes life will be smooth for you. And sometimes the waves will seem like they engulf you. And you wonder where God is leading you. And as you see the waves come, and I don't particularly like the ocean, personally, especially when the big waves come. And I swim like a rock, and so I do very well out of the waters, as you know. We will have empty nets. And we will find ourselves depressed and disappointed in life. And when we do, let's make sure that we talk to God. And we move over. And when God says, hey, what about that? Have you neglected something? Have you done some things that others, some other things that should be done? Maybe we need to say, okay, God, I'll just take it. These children of Israel went around Jericho with absolutely, I think they must have been shaking their heads every day. Why do you do this? But God saw them through. And God will see each of us through if we will listen to his voice. And when we find ourselves empty-handed and we become disappointed, let's ask God. God, are you on the shore? God, where should I go now? I'm finding myself bobbing in the waves. You don't need to be rescued necessarily. You just need to listen to his voice and respond. And when they responded, they caught a great, great deal of fish. Victory is much closer than we think. Right into the fellow was without a job for 3 years, and the counselor was trying to tell him that what he needed to do. He said, well, what are you doing? Well, I'm just waiting for a job. I'm trying everything. I'm just sitting on my computer. And the counselor finally said, get out and look for something. But, oh, I'm all overqualified for those other jobs. You see, we're making excuses. I can't do that. And God might just say, hey, go out there and just do it. And then let me do it from there on. Let me fill your hopper full to the very fullest. Victory is closer. And let me assure you, God intends for you to be an overcomer. May God's Spirit guide us as we continue to travel through life's journey. Turning our hymnals then to 348. If God has spoken to you today and you would like to join this particular church or be baptized or receive Jesus Christ, you come